Under the faint glow of the moonlight, Arthur Merriweather stood at the precipice of despair, gripping a tattered map that whispered promises of hidden gold deep within an ominous cave. Anxiety filled the air as he and Benjamin Holt faced an invisible chasm, one that separated ambition from morality. As they moved deeper into the cavernous darkness, the weight of their greed hung heavy, twisting their bond into something fragile and perilous. Every shadow seemed to loom larger, and every echo reminded them of their crumbling friendship. In that pivotal moment, realization washed over Arthur, a haunting awareness of the darkness that had overtaken them. The cavern felt alive, pulsing with the echoes of their mounting distrust, thickening the air with dreaded thoughts and desires. It all began with a dusty journal, discovered in an attic, revealing a map that led to a hidden cave rumored to harbor gold left behind by a long-forgotten outlaw. The allure of riches ignited an insatiable fire within them, charting a dangerous course. Setting out with ambition and resolve, they navigated treacherous terrain, their excitement gradually morphing into tension. Each argument chipped away at their camaraderie, planting seeds of suspicion. As they stood on the threshold of the cave, darkness loomed ominously, each step echoing their desires. What began as a shared dream descended into a nightmare, as the glittering gold turned into a curse, eroding the very foundation of their friendship. Upon uncovering the treasures hidden within the cave, greed enveloped them. The air was thick with mistrust, and in a moment of desperation, an argument shattered their fragile bond. In a chaotic struggle, tragedy struck as Benjamin fell into the depths of the ravine, his cries fading into silence. Arthur, paralyzed by horror, bore witness to the catastrophic consequences of their greed. Now kneeling at the edge of the ravine, a blood-stained gold coin clutched tightly in Arthur's hands, he felt a surge of adrenaline coursing through him, drowning out the creeping dread. His heart raced, driven by an insatiable hunger for the gold glimmering in the shadows. Regret was a distant thought, overshadowed by the thrill of their discovery. The cave morphed into a dark pit of ambition, filled with treasures that called to him, urging him to claim what he believed was rightfully his. Each gold coin was a promise of power and status, drowning out the cries of his conscience. As he stared into the abyss, illuminated only by the faint glimmer of gold, a chilling realization began to creep in. He had crossed a line from which there was no return. Night after night, he was plagued by nightmares, vivid images of Benjamin's fall echoing in his mind. Guilt slowly seeped in, clawing at his sanity and turning his once coveted riches into chains that bound him to the past. He knew he needed to make amends and rise above the darkness that enveloped him. Determined to change, Arthur organized events, raised funds, and helped communities in need, but no amount of good deeds could heal his guilt. When whispers of a new expedition to the cave reached him, a cloud of dread enveloped his heart. A group of young adventurers sought the very treasure that had brought him so much pain. Knowing the darkness they were about to face, Arthur joined the group, ready to confront the ghosts of his past. On the day of the expedition, as they entered the cave, he chose to reveal the truth about himself and Benjamin's fate. He shared the darkness that had consumed him, hoping it would illuminate their path. But instead, shock and fear overtook their reason as they processed Arthur's revelation. Surrounded by suspicion and now driven by greed for his gold, they formed a circle around him, standing on the precipice of repeating the sins he had committed against Benjamin. Understanding what he owed and what he needed to pay, Arthur accepted his fate. As they prepared to act against him, he felt not fear for his own life, but profound sorrow for the souls trapped in the same cycle of greed. In his final moments, he hoped they would break free from the chains of ambition and find a path to the light, even as he succumbed to the shadows of his past. This story is a work of fiction. All characters, names, locations, and events portrayed herein are products of Papa Dust's imagination or used fictitiously. Any resemblance to real people, living or deceased, actual events, locales, or organizations is entirely coincidental.